I'm here with Yukon Wide Adventures, and me specifically, are going to get put to work and do the exact same thing that those stampeders did, and going down the Yukon River and down the rapids. So this is going to be exciting.
Now we're starting off here at Miles Canyon, just outside of Whitehorse. And back in the Gold Rush era, this was about 150 kilometers into that journey from Lake Bennett. But this is where it gets interesting. This canoe trip actually starts pretty peacefully. There's a beautiful calm evening, and there is a few spots to stop at along the way, including here at Canyon City, where the stampeders would have docked, got off, and had a couple cold ones before carrying on. When the Yukon River was dammed in 1958, it solved the major flooding problem that Whitehorse saw every single season when it would thaw. Now the dam also increased the water levels in the rapids by about 10 meters, which would severely decrease the intensity.
That is crazy.
And I was about to get my first taste. Today, these rapids are only a shadow of what they once were, but even now they will humble you very quickly. And none of this is possible without Yukon Wide, and I'll leave a link in the video description if you want to learn more about their adventures. And yes, we did just complete a 4-kilometer stretch on this river. The real revolution came in 1908 with the arrival of steam paddle wheel ships.
So I'm right alongside here on the Yukon River, and on the banks of the river is the SS Klondike. They call her the Queen of the Klondike Gold Rush. I'm personally calling her the Titanic of the Territories. She is the biggest paddle wheeler, one of the biggest steamships to operate in the territories, and during the heyday, she would bring fortune seekers down this very Yukon River over 700 kilometers up to Dawson City. So she's a steamship. The wood would burn a fire, the fire would boil water, the boiling water would produce steam, and the steam pressure would power that paddle wheel. She would burn 140 cords of wood just to get up to Dawson City, let alone back. Now going up, which was downriver, was about a day and a half trip. Coming back upstream was 5 days. 1955 was the last year the Klondike did any passenger service. She has not served passengers since then, and she is the only one to survive this. So when they would scrap the boats, well, they just left them on the water, they lit them on fire and said, all right, job's done, boys. What an era to have been in.
The Klondike was the biggest sternwheeler in the Yukon's history. Weighing in at 2.5 million pounds, she dominated the river, but pales in comparison to the SS Sicamous, which was the largest steam paddle wheeler in Canadian history, weighing over 3.5 million pounds, which you will see in an upcoming video riding the Kettle Valley steam train in the future. But the Klondike Queen has rested here ever since 1967. And only steps away from the resting spot of this paddle wheeler is the original White Pass and Yukon railway station. Built in 1905, it once welcomed passengers arriving from Alaska. Regular passenger service ended decades ago, but the station is still open, selling tickets to the surviving stretch of track, going from Skagway to Carcross in the Yukon, as well as displaying some really cool history inside, if you're into that.